So it's 2014, a year most of us are expecting to be highlighted by wearable tech. So to kickstart this year off, I've got here the Pebble Smartwatch, which will probably define the basics of what we'll come to expect from future smartwatches. So without further ado, here's a review. So this is the Pebble. On the surface it just looks like some digital watch, but it's more than that. It's a smartwatch, and you probably already noticed since you're watching this video. And it's a crowd-funded smartwatch. It's a big success story on Kickstarter that just shows that there is a desire for these type of wearables. So what exactly is a smartwatch? Well, right now we don't really know. But from what has been defined from early stages is that it's a device that connects mainly with your phone, acting mostly as a partner to it, as let's say a second screen. And analyzing based on that concept, the Pebble is a good solid device that serves mostly as a taste of the future and a prototype. So let's start off with the design. Design is probably the hardest part of creating a smartwatch, especially when it's meant to undergo mass production and suit the style of the target audience, which will be mainly everyone, and we're typically used to those handcrafted, really beautiful looking ones. The Pebble takes a very simplistic and basic approach to it though. Its design just basically works for me. It's very simple but still in a way elegant. Obviously watch enthusiasts might disregard the Pebble as an ugly plastic and really disagree with me on this one, but I'm not an enthusiast at all. Actually, I'm the contrary. I really don't like having a watch on my wrist. The closest I got to having a watch on my wrist was a fuel band, but the Pebble has really been anything but an inconvenience. I actually enjoy having it on. It's available in 5 different colors that just allow you to suit your lifestyle, and it does fit most 22mm wide bands, so in a way it's fairly customizable. This one I got is the cherry red model that is actually really a light cherry red. I was actually really surprised with that, and suits my red styled accessories. So as you see, I like the design, especially for the fact that it's nothing too fancy or crazy, and it's universal in a way that it fits most 22mm bands. I just think it's very simple, so it probably will suit most styles. Now inside the Pebble, there's actually quite a bit of technology. It's not just simply a screen here. In terms of sensors, you have a 3D accelerometer to detect your movement. The Pebble is also e-compass capable and has also an ambient light sensor that informs the LED backlight, which is included in the screen, of when it should come on. So yeah, more about this screen. It's a bit more interesting than it looks. It's not an AMOLED or LCD display or anything very fancy. It's an e-paper display, which you can kind of notice that it's kind of the same technology used with Kindle displays. It's got a low pixel resolution obviously, and it's just 1.26 inches. So yeah, pretty small, but then again, this is a watch. All of this though contributes to your battery life. And as you've seen, the Samsung Galaxy Gear has an AMOLED screen, and battery life has been reported to be terrible, sometimes not even able to go on for a full day. The Pebble, on the other hand, has gone for 3 days at least. Sometimes I even get a bit more than a week if I just use it as a watch with Bluetooth off, which is quite good, at least for now at young stages of this technology where the battery is really small. But the Gear does include more tech, just FYI, such as a touch-sensitive screen and a camera, while the Pebble is just more of a retro style indie product. The Pebble is powered by an ARM Cortex M3 chip that is really powerless, but what you have to know is that power doesn't really matter. The Pebble has really functioned without any problem for me, no lag at all. The OS on this guy, Pebble is calling Pebble OS, which is very original. There's nothing much or fancy to the software, which in a way is good because it just keeps things amazingly simple and very intuitive. I was a bit skeptical to have to use buttons again to operate this guy, but really the experience hasn't been affected by that. Only using things such as a calculator, which is limited by the amount of buttons, can be a bit annoying, but really you won't use a calculator unless you're desperate. It's easy to navigate, and it's really a classic user interface operated with buttons. So about those buttons, which there are 4, the left one allows you to turn the backlight for a brief moment and serves as the back button. By the way, you can turn on the backlight by shaking your hand if you have that feature enabled. The top right button serves as up, the middle as select, and the lowest one, yes, you've guessed it, serves as down. So there's no big learning curve, and that is shown in the box because there is no big user guide. There's mainly the watch, the charging cable, and warranty info and product information. Okay, so about charging, here's where I have a problem. So as you see, there is no micro USB port. That's because charging is done using the magnetic attaching USB charger. And the reason for that is waterproof, which is another awesome feature with this watch. You can literally go swimming with it and not have to worry about anything. But the problem is that the magnets seem weak. I don't know if it's just in my case, but they really easily detach, which is rather annoying because sometimes you slightly move the cable only to find out you've disconnected and you didn't charge your Pebble. They ruined. Something else that's annoying is the vibrations. They are really strong. Again, this might just be me, but seriously, by laying the watch on the desk, you can notice just how crazy strong they are. They also serve as an alarm, but pretty sure you don't need that much of a force to notify you of something. Now, if you didn't know, although this watch has a polycarbonate body, which basically is plastic, the display is shatter slash scratch resistant, so you don't need to worry about it breaking easy no matter how fragile it looks. Believe me, I've knocked against so many things, and this sucker is still in one piece, although minor scratches are starting to appear, but only if you look in detail. It's just much like a phone's screen. But experience is what really matters with every device. With the Pebble, one of the main features and the most exciting one is that you can view notifications from your phone on the watch face. You can also control music, although there are no volume controls, which is another downside. And one of the things I'm most judging this device is how you pair and how the experience in pairing is. And I gotta say that this is another device that it easily pairs with your device via Bluetooth, so it's very easy to pair it, and that's a very big plus for me. You can obviously see time as well, and there are apps, yes, although right now there is no official app store, but Pebble is planning to release it with update 2.0. Yes, there is an app for your iPhone and Android phones, which you are required to download it in order to set up the Pebble, but it's just not that good. In all honesty, it doesn't do much, if anything. You're able to get a few watch apps and test out your Pebble, but that's basically it. I recommend to all Pebble owners to check out this app. It's called Pebble Faces App. You probably heard about it, maybe. You can download loads of apps and watch faces that allow you to get more out of your Pebble, at least for now. The Pebble works with both iOS and Android, although iOS is a really closed OS. The Pebble works fine, performing how it should and displaying all notifications, but to display them though, you are required to set an alert style, which means you'll have to go to your settings again and select what you want to see. The UI for browsing your notifications is just up and down. They are displayed in a card-alike design. A downside is that once you click back, and this is the thing that annoys me, your notifications are gone and you cannot access them again. So if you do it by mistake, you do need to take your phone out this time to check your notifications. But generally the Pebble does what it should, and it's just a really simple device to use that I honestly haven't got much to complain about. So yeah, as you can see, I'm really enjoying the experience with the Pebble. I really like peeking at notifications on my phone, and it's really handy when sometimes I cannot take my phone out, and sometimes if I really need to see if I should take my phone out or if it's an emergency or anything, the Pebble is really nice for that. And besides the charging and the vibrations, and that's just my personal issues that I have. Obviously, you might experience something different, and you might actually like the strong vibrations. Besides that, I can't really find anything why you shouldn't try this device out. Obviously, it's not for everyone, but if you want to peek at the future, I think this is a pretty good device for that. And also, it retails at $150. Although people are saying this is really pricey, I actually think it's decently accessible, especially because it packs more technology than you can probably get in watches that cost more than, for example, $1,000. And as I'm filming this right now, you are probably, maybe you're following CES, and if you are, you might know that Pebble has announced a steel version of the watch, which I had a chance to kind of look at it, obviously not look at it physically, but online, and it looks really awesome. It does retail a little bit, it's a little bit more pricey. It costs $249, so it's a bit more, but obviously if you want a more stylish version of it with a little bit of more premium materials, obviously be sure to check that out. Links will be in the description down below. So yeah guys, that has been the review of the Pebble, and that's my first video for 2014. Hopefully the year of the smartwatches. Let's see what it has packed for us. I hope you guys have a great year, and if you have any questions or anything I missed out, be sure to leave it down below that like button, and also detail your experience if you own the device. What are your thoughts on it? I hope you enjoyed this video, and 2014 holds a lot, so be sure to click that subscribe button right now if you want to be aware of my latest videos, and more awesome stuff is coming this year. So thanks a lot for watching as always, and I'll see you all in the next video.